Hello, and a very warm welcome to this week's Thought for the Week. It is the 27th of April, 2026, and we're talking about working with AI to study more effectively. This comes to you from the grad team, and my name is Rudal Antman. If you've been using the section on study methods in grad, you will have come across the name of Dr. Barbara Oakley. She's the one who failed mathematics in high school and yet became a professor of engineering after she upgraded her maths using knowledge from brain science on how to learn. Her course on learning how to learn, which is available for free on Coursera, Coursera. You'll find a link in the text on your phone. That is the most popular course ever posted. It has had more than 3.8 million users since its launch in 2014. She now has a new course, this time with computer scientist Dr. Jules White, entitled Accelerate Your Learning with ChatGPT. That also has a link in the text. One aspect they focus on is what Dr. Oakley calls retrieval practice. She says that is the most effective learning strategy. To retrieve simply means to find and bring back something. You retrieve a ball from the neighbor's yard, or information from the computer, or something you learned yesterday from your memory. When we learn, physical changes occur in the brain. The 86 billion neurons in our brains connect with each other in little clusters when we learn something new. It is almost as if two neurons play footsie at the first connection opportunity, says Dr. Oakley. There's a spark as neurons reach out and send signals. The signals jump the little gap between neurons, connecting them together. Our brains create sets of links when we learn something. At first, the connection is weak, just like on a first date. Nothing will come of it if it's not repeated. Connections strengthen with practice. The more we practice, the stronger the link between the neurons becomes, and the easier to recall when needed. On the other hand, if we don't practice or revisit what we have learned, our brains have sweepers whose job it is to sweep unused connections away. That is why cramming is futile. You make lots of new connections. 2-3 days later, you remember nothing. The sweepers have been at work. Retrieval practice, says Dr. Oakley, is far better than rereading, highlighting, or even concept mapping for effective learning. The other strategies have their place, but they are not very effective if not combined with retrieval practice. And retrieval practice simply means actively recalling key ideas from memory, strengthening those neural connections. AI is the perfect partner to help you do this. First, you can employ it as a kind of tutor. You can upload the document you are studying to your AI platform and ask it to extract key ideas to help you build a framework for your learning. Or ask it to act as an expert in breaking down whatever the topic and teaching through simple analogies and metaphors. So you employ it as a tutor, as a private teacher on your desk, at your fingertips. Once you feel you have mastered that section of your work, you could ask AI to ask you questions. For example, give me 5 questions to deepen my understanding. Or which 5 questions should I be able to answer to ensure that I understand the material? Jules White talks about something he calls a flipped interaction pattern. It's almost like a conversation with the AI. You could start with a simple prompt like, ask me questions one at a time to assess my knowledge of the topic. Ask me the first question. AI will, based on your answer, then decide what to ask you next. The prompt's basic pattern is ask me questions one at a time, start with the first question. When we first talked about AI last week, we said you should use it to think more, not less. Coming up with better questions to test yourself on your knowledge and understanding is a much more effective way to learn than memorizing answers. Get AI to help you do that. Saying, for example, whenever I ask a question, think of 4 more specific questions that if you had the answer to, you could better answer the original question. That's a suggestion from James White. So we tried this. In response to the question, what is the best way to make a bridge? ChatGPT suggested these 4 more specific questions. 1. What is the intended purpose and load capacity of the bridge? 2. What is the span length the bridge needs to cover? 3. What are the site-specific challenges? And 4. What is the budget available? If that was part of your structural engineering studies, you would now know what to think about when planning a bridge. You can also ask AI to help you formulate your questions or prompts when looking for information. Saying something like, whenever I ask you a question, you will suggest a better version of my question that is clearer and more specific, and ask me if you should answer that instead. We did this, asking who is the fastest person on Earth. The AI came back with who currently holds the record for the fastest 100-meter sprint and what is their record time. So it's clearer and more specific. Our next question was, where should I enroll for my honours degree? AI's recommendation, what factors should I consider when choosing a university for postgraduate studies? And how can I determine which university would be the best fit for my interests and career goals? Every time it added, as we asked it to, would you prefer me to answer this question instead? There is no right and wrong way to use AI, only more and less effective ways. Play around, see where it takes you, but always keep in mind what we said. Use it to think more, not less. Don't get it to bypass your own brain. Don't get it to do your work for you. Use it to make you work better, to make you smarter, not dumber. Happy studying from the grad team. And do forward and share.